You just snagged yourself an engine from the junkyard or a hot rod and you want to check out the condition of the engine. Well, one great way to do that is a compression test. And that's what we're going to show you how to do today. Stick around to the end to see the results. Before we do our compression test, I'm going to show you how we wired up our Phytech wiring harness to just run our starter. First, we put on our 2 red power wires coming from our Phytech wiring harness. We also have this battery cable coming from our 12-volt positive side of our battery on the starter. We have our 2 negative grounds going to this spot on our block. We also have our ground going to our battery. Now that we have power and ground to our wiring harness, we're going to find our keyed ignition or keyed power on our Phytech wiring harness, and we're going to give that 12 volts of power. You hear that? That's the solenoid turning on, giving our wiring harness full power. Now, in order to get your starter to actually turn the engine over, we have to connect our 12-volt source here to that tiny little terminal on the starter solenoid. There we go. Now, I would recommend wiring up a switch here, but we're rednecks.
I could feel the air coming out of the hole.
I know, me too.
It scared me.
I smell oil too.
That's a good thing, right?
Maybe. Ideally, you'd now run your engine and get it up to operating temperature before running your compression test. We can't do that because our engine's not on a run engine stand. Now is a good time to disconnect your spark plug wires and remove your spark plugs along with your fuel lines, so that way you don't accidentally pump fuel into your engine while you're doing this. Next, we install our hose into our spark plug position, tightening it hand tight. Then we plug in our gauge. Now we turn the engine over until we've reached a constant pressure on our gauge. You ready for this?
I think so.
I'm nervous.
I am too.
It stopped at 210.
210.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good, isn't it?
Let's write that down. We do have a link for this tool in the description below. If you use that link, it does give us a little bit of kickback, and we appreciate your support. Now, you got to press this button.
Oh, that one.
Now it releases the air onto the next cylinder.
$175. $130.
What? Oh boy, that's not good.
$150.
Okay.
$150.
150, nice.
$175.
Nice.
About $160.
Yeah.
$150.
Nice. Here's our results. So we started our first cylinder off, 210, 175, 130, 150, 150, 175, 160, and 150. Reading our directions that came with our compression test kit, it recommends not having a difference of more than 10% from cylinder to cylinder. If you take the medium range that we got from our results, which is about 150, and you do plus or minus 10%, you'll get a range of 135 to 165. Most of ours fall within that range, with a few just outside of that range and one that's way out of that range. Leave us a comments below if you think this engine's junk or not. and we need to start all over. Either way, we're gonna keep building this engine, so if you wanna follow along, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We'll catch you next time when we get this engine running. Golly, you really think this engine's gonna run?
Probably not.
You know, even if it doesn't run, at least we'll hear a little bit of turbines.
Hopefully we'll.